it's really special for that. And I think that's been a super fun. And then all that gets brought together into All Out Warfare. And for me, there's just nothing like that in all of gaming. When you're playing All Out Warfare with Battlefield, classes, destruction, combat, jets, helicopters, tanks, like it's nuts. And I think it's, for me, it's the most fun I've ever had playing a video game.
Impressive.
For the first time in years, I'm not watching Battlefield news with a mix of dread and disappointment. I'm actually excited to see what's next. They aren't just dropping empty buzzwords this time, they're talking about core gameplay changes, class systems, proper squad play, stuff that actually matters. And yeah, I've already broken down why I think this game could be a massive win due to Vince Zampella's involvement, but this video isn't about predictions, it's about what they're doing right now that's got the community buzzing again. And I know it's easy to fall for the marketing hype, but something about this feels different. The devs sound genuinely passionate, and everything they've shown so far, it's exactly the kind of Battlefield fans have been begging for. It actually looks good, and I'm excited, maybe cautiously optimistic, to see if it delivers. But before we dive in, I just want to say thank you for the amazing support on my last video. You guys smashed it with the likes, and the views were way more than I expected. To everyone who subscribed, welcome. For a small channel like mine, it really means a lot. I'm trying to grow this into something real, so every bit of support helps. Thank you. There's plenty more gaming content coming, so stick around.
Stick around.
One of the most important things, at least for me, is how the devs seem to finally be respecting the legacy of Battlefield. They're not pretending the past didn't exist. They're acknowledging the history, the highs, the iconic moments. And you can tell they actually understand what made this series special in the first place. It feels like they're taking the best parts of previous games, the scale, the chaos, the squad play, and finally building on that with modern tech instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. They're listening, they're iterating, and for once, it feels like they're building a Battlefield game for the fans.
So this is about taking like all the best pieces, all the best things that have been done that have resonated with fans over the years and putting them together in one package and amping them up to the next level. Just so much learning from that DNA of Battlefield, those only in Battlefield moments that just, you can't get anywhere else.
For me, some of my best gaming memories came from the older Battlefield titles, especially the ones that introduced me to the series, Bad Company 1 and Bad Company 2. But the one I'm most fond of, the one that truly defined Battlefield for me, is Battlefield 4. That game was untouchable. I spent countless hours in the multiplayer losing track of time, chasing objectives with my squad. It was chaos, but controlled chaos. It felt like the series was at its absolute peak. The balance between infantry and vehicles, the map design, the sense of scale, everything just clicked. It had this perfect blend of intensity and strategy that made every match feel different, and I still have a soft spot for it to this day. Nothing has come close to capturing that same feeling since. And that's exactly why I'm so hyped for what's coming next, because the devs have gone on record saying Battlefield 4 is one of their major inspirations.
Battlefield 3 and 4, those are games that inspire us, that we think are super iconic, and they're fan favorites. They're favorite of ours, they're favorite of our players. And so that was a lot of motivation behind us too, is that we wanted to build the spiritual successor to those two games.
That alone gives me hope. It means they're not trying to reinvent the wheel again or chase trends. They're going back to what worked and building on that with better tech, better tools, and a clear understanding of what fans want. If they can recapture even a fraction of what made Battlefield 4 so unforgettable and actually refine it and push it further, then honestly, we could be in for something incredible. This doesn't feel like some desperate reinvention of the wheel. It feels like a refinement, a proper evolution of what Battlefield should be. They've rebuilt the core combat system from the ground up, and it shows. Everything looks smoother, more responsive, more deliberate. You can now lean around corners, mount your weapon seamlessly on cover, and even roll when dropping from high places to break your fall. It all just adds to the immersion. These subtle improvements pull you right into the chaos of battle in a way that just feels right. The destruction looks incredible, with a massive attention to detail. Explosions shake the environment, trees sway from nearby blasts, and buildings can be torn apart in dynamic ways. Destruction isn't just visual flair either. It actively shapes the gameplay, opening up new pathways to objectives, exposing you to enemy fire, or letting you break through floors with weapons like sledgehammers to ambush opponents. It's a core part of the Battlefield experience and one of its biggest selling points. I have high hopes for it, especially since it's the kind of feature that truly sets it apart from Call of Duty. One of the standout features for me is the new revive system. You can now drag a downed teammate out of danger before reviving them. And it's such a small detail, but it completely changes how intense those moments feel. It's incredibly cinematic. Everything feels believable, realistic, and even a bit gritty. Exactly what a modern battlefield should feel like. The environments are looking incredible too. We're talking large-scale battles unfolding under the Brooklyn Bridge in New York, and urban firefights through the streets of Cairo, with the pyramids looming in the background. It all just looks right. It feels grounded, and there's no dumb Nicki Minaj skin sticking out like a sore thumb.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
It's tactical, authentic, and finally feels like a Battlefield game that respects its world and its players, but most of all, it oozes immersion. The new class system in Battlefield is also a smart evolution of the old formula. The classic 4 classes, Assault, Engineer, Support and Recon, are back, each with distinct traits and signature gadgets that define their role on the field. But this time, you're not locked into rigid weapon choices. Any class can use any weapon, giving you the freedom to build your loadout your way. The twist is that sticking to your class's intended weapon type gives you bonuses, like Recon getting better breath control with sniper rifles, so there's still incentive to play your role. Each class also has passive perks and unlockable abilities that grow stronger as the match progresses, adding depth and rewarding teamwork. It strikes a solid balance between structure and flexibility, letting players experiment without losing the core identity of each class. And then there's the portal system, which is another standout feature, adding serious variety and longevity to the game. It lets players create custom experiences, not just maps, but full rule sets with modifiers like hardcore mode, one-shot kills and more. It opens the door to endless creativity and keeps things feeling fresh well beyond launch. Battlefield finally feels like it's heading in the right direction again. The devs aren't just hearing feedback, they're acting on it. With smart changes to the class system, meaningful destruction, and a return to team-focused gameplay, this isn't just a step forward, it's a statement. If they keep this up, Battlefield might just reclaim its crown, because for the first time in years, it feels like Battlefield remembers what made itself great.